Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Libras in late March as we move right on into Aries season? Oh, the deck is already trying to jump out of my hands. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? Yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in late March. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my friends. Ask and you shall receive. That card did like 3 flips. Cool. This is a lay low type of energy. There's something really beautiful about it too. So I usually get 2 very distinct but different messages whenever I see this card. And just, yeah, look at the beauty of it. There's just something about the imagery that catches my attention. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady here. She has a big wig on there. She has like this fake beak, and she is amongst and amidst these cranes or storks or whatever birds they are. I'm not sure what the species is, but what we can tell is that she's blending in with them. So normally when I see this, it's an energy that's laying low in its own lane, doing what it does. So for a lot of Libras, that might just be a mode you're in, where it's like, I'm not making waves. I don't really want to make waves. I'll just be here. I don't really want to be seen too much. It's just very much laying low. Now, again, that could be someone you're connected to as well. Maybe they're blending in and laying low for whatever reason. There's nothing wrong with that. But the big vibe I pick up off this is like, I just want to blend in, and I don't want to cause any static. So again, it's an energy that's just doing its own thing in its own lane. Cool. The other message I pick up from this is it deals with beauty and aesthetics. So for a lot of Libras, I know you're ruled by that beautiful Venus energy. In this time, maybe you're changing something about your look or how you present yourself to the world. So whether it's like new hair, new wardrobe, anything really with presentation and appearances. So for some of you, maybe there's someone you're connected to or they really care about appearance. Could be anything. But I always link this card to aesthetics, beauty. It's very attractive, and it catches my eye as well. So we're just going to put it down right there. It's just doing its own thing. So we'll let her chill out. We'll grant that wish. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. And we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Libras. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading because it was super intriguing to me. The reading was titled A Surprise in Return. Now, the main vibe I was picking up is that in this time, especially the short term, so even bleeding over for the next couple weeks, there could be a lot of things popping back up. So whether it's old habits, old behaviors, old temptations, old people, not every return is a bad one, but I did see that the door was open for a lot of Libras for things to pop back up. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else. All right, let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Libras. Late March. What's the vibe? Let's get this out here. What do we got for our good friends? Cool. 8 of Swords. A little stressed. I was not expecting that with the energy we were already picking up on, but it's okay. Again, it doesn't have to be you. It's just a little overthinky, if that makes sense. Let's get a couple more. Listen, I know Libras have a beautiful, active mind. So again, it doesn't have to be yours, but the energy's, yeah, just very cerebral this week for some reason. What do you got on your mind, my good friend? 7 of Cups. Let's get one more. It's very rich inner world, I'll say that. Like, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just very creative, inward facing for sure. And yeah, then the Hermit, there's that privacy that I was picking up. So to me, with what I'm already picking up for Libra or Cross Watcher, is there's this inward focus. Like, it's not looking outward, it's already looking within. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I always like to look at the elements first because that gives us a lot of information about how the energy is moving. Areas of life that could be important. It frames it well. And you have a pretty good mixture this week. I always get concerned when there's too much of one element. You got air, water, and earth. Cool. So these could be different areas of life or even different situations. When it comes to air, that's your power element, that's your comfort zone. Air is logical, pragmatic, it's very intelligent. It deals with information, whether receiving it or processing it or looking for it. Air is very strong when it comes to communication. So cool. We'll look at that theme as we move forward. The downside to too much air energy is sometimes, again, it could be that overthinking, but it's also an energy that could be a little cold and detached. So that's something to watch out for, especially someone that's got a sharp tongue. Moving to the middle, we got the water, which is more matters of the heart. So it's like we have the heart and mind right here on the front, and this is all internal energy right here on the front. Now, when it comes to the water, that's more matters of emotion. Um, Usually thoughts lead to emotion, right? Like something starts as a thought that invokes emotion, which invokes action, which invokes results. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but when we see this watery energy that could represent things or people that we care for, emotional investment, it's strong when it comes to relationships, great for creativity, thinking outside of the box, creative pursuits, creative endeavors. So I like water. The downside to water is that sometimes it could drown you, right? Sometimes it could be a little too heavy. Sometimes it could be a little overwhelming. And water is always waxing and waning, it's up and down. Then here on the back end, we have earth, solid, stable. It brings a little regularity to all the stuff we have in the front. Now, earth can represent inner feelings of stability and security. Earth can represent our day to day life or routine, money, work, business, investments, home, family. So whenever I see Earth, I think of the material world that we exist in. The downside to Earth, sometimes it could be a little too stuck. Sometimes it's an energy that doesn't feel like it's making any progress. And it could be a little set in its ways. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with Eight of Swords. And you know me, I'm always going to give you both sides of the coin. But we have this image here. We have this lady. She is surrounded by the Eight Swords. She is bound up. She is hoodwinked and she is bamboozled. So, of course, I'll get to the positive in a minute, but this card can sometimes feel trapped. This is an energy that could feel like it's cornered. It could be something small like cabin fever, um, but there's a restriction here. So whether it's a self-imposed restriction or a line that's like, yeah, I can't cross that line. There's like a certain boundary when I see the Eight of Swords. But a big thing with this card is the mind, right? Like this person, they're stressing, they're overthinking, it's anxious, it's nervous. It's very similar to the Nine of Swords. So we want to see, like, is this yours? Is it somebody else's? Because it's like runaway train brain. Now, the positive with the Eight of Swords is that it's a very short term type of energy where it's like this too shall pass. It will be quick. It's an energy that can represent freedom and liberation. So there's really good aspects to it as well. A test or a problem that actually, you know what, there is a way around it. There is a way out of it. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel with this card. Now, moving to the middle, we do have similar themes, even though they're coming from different uh, elements. Whereas, like this one's more of the logical, pragmatic mind. The cups obviously come from more the creative brain. And the Seven of Cups, I like to call the menu board of life. And we see this individual standing in front of the Seven Cups, like, which one am I going to pick? Which route am I going to go? So I really like this card for that options, choices, ways forward. It's great. This card could be really nice. It's perfect for manifestation and visualization. But the downside of this, it's a little too imaginative, right? Like sometimes this could be a lot of daydreaming, a lot of fantasizing. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone needs to have that rich internal world. But this one can go a little too far, be a little too inward, especially with the combination of stuff we have going on here. Sometimes an abundance of options could be as rough as not having any options, too. So watch out for overwhelm when we have the Seven of Cups. Now, moving to the very back end, we got the Hermit himself. Big Virgo vibes. That's your zodiacal neighbor. And this card gets a bit of a bad rep, but I think it has a lot of positives to it. The Hermit is a retracted, pulled back energy. It's taking a step back and it's very solitary. Now, the good things about the Hermit, it can represent wisdom. Wisdom not just through study, but wisdom through experience, where it's like, I've been through this, I've experienced this, and now I know how to move forward. So I like that. It's great for when you overcome an issue or a problem. Highly, highly spiritual. And that big inward facing thing, it's strong when it comes to prayer and meditation as well. But it's solitary. When we get to the challenges of the hermit, it could represent loneliness, it could represent isolation, it could represent missing somebody, it could represent communication issues. So you see what I mean? Every card is a double-edged sword. But when I look at the commonalities of all these cards, they're all inward facing. So someone is like definitely inward facing. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Libra, let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the lovely Libras? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Swords. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Eight of Swords. What do we got? What do we got here with this Eight of Swords? Thank you. Cool. Yeah, like this energy, it's looping. It's looping. Like, you know how sometimes on social media you watch like a short or a video and it just like keeps looping, looping, looping. That's what I'm picking up here. I have the Six of Swords in reverse. This is like a thought I just can't get out of my mind. Now, usually the Six of Swords is an energy that's moving forward, right? Usually it's coming out of choppy waters into calm. It speaks about forward movement, forward progress. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Eight of Swords, it does have a similar theme to what I saw last week, where like things could pop back up, things could return or come back to the surface, even things where it's kind of like ancient history. So watch out for that. But to me, it's an energy, it's just looping around. Watch out for anxiety. Watch out for nervousness. Watch out for those little thought worms that you just can't get out of your brain. Now, again, this could be somebody else too, right? Like with the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like I've focused on an issue or a narrative or a thought, and that is all I'm focusing on. It's like I have tunnel vision here, and I can't stop thinking about it. So in this time, watch out for, I don't want to say like obsessively thinking. It could be somebody else too, where it's like I've latched onto this and I can't get it out of my brain. It definitely feels like someone being a little high strung. So again, whether it's you or somebody else, there are ways to work through this energy. Obviously, whether it's through creative means, just processing it, sometimes it will just pass on its own. But the big vibe I'm picking up here is anxiety and nervousness, or latching onto one very particular thought and not being able to get it out of the mind. So we're going to put it down right there. Let's keep moving, because maybe it'll lighten up as we move forward. But let's see. Let's go in on the Seven of Cups, see what that has. So why is that Seven of Cups here? Thank you. Yeah, it's just like not this energy. There's not a lot of clarity for some reason. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse underneath the Seven of Cups. And a lot of times it is hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're in the midst of the storm. And that's kind of how this feels, where like even if you went to whoever this person was and you gave them all the answers, and you're like, hey, if this is your problem, all you have to do is this, and this. Um, the way the energy is received is not how it was intended. So watch out for like miscommunications in this time. And again, when someone is going through something, it's hard to see the way out when you're within the storm. That's like, I don't know why I'm saying that. That seems very particular. Again, only take it if it hits. But the Queen of Cups can sometimes represent suppression. In the upright, she represents love, care, and emotion, like matters of the heart. So we have this interesting heart and mind scale tipping going on here, where it's like logically this is what it is, but this is how I feel. So watch out for conflicts within. Someone might have a lot of internal conflicts where their heart tells them one thing, but the mind tells them another. But with the Queen of Cups in reverse underneath the Seven of Cups, it's like there's haze in front of me. It's like I'm just not seeing something clearly. So to me, I feel like if this isn't your energy, if this is somebody else's energy, you could provide them with the steps forward, but it wouldn't be received the right way. So again, watch out for miscommunications here. Sometimes it's better to just give somebody or something a little bit of time, and that's how this feels to me. Let's keep moving over to the Hermit. Yeah, time helps it. Well, let's see what the Hermit has, then we'll do a quick little recap. Yeah, I don't know why there's such a lack of clarity in the center. So, what's the Hermit? Okay. Okay. So we have the Hierophant in the upright, where this energy, sometimes where like a child will throw like a fit where it's like, fine, if I can't do this, fine, then I'm not going to do that. That's how this feels to me. I know that's hyper specific. Only take it if it hits. But these are both very strong, earthy types of energies. Now, again, energy is just very set in its ways. It is. Um, Hierophant is big Taurus energy. It's a big picture thing. It's very spiritual. It could speak about institutions and stuff like that, but it also speaks about day to day life. So when I see it underneath the Hermit, again, watch out for boredom, watch out for cabin fever. That could be big for a lot of Libras, where you might just need to shake something up because the energy does feel a little bit stale on the back end. But I can't let go of this reaction that I was picking up, where it's like, okay, well, if I can't do this, fine, I won't do anything. It's like one of those. So again, no judgment here, but this energy, it's like if I can't have what I want, then I don't want anything. That's, again, no judgment, but that's what it's showing up. If I can't have my way, then I will not participate. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not going to pass judgment on it. It is what it is. But aside from that, this energy, there is the isolation. Um, and it just feels very either set in its ways or there's like a staleness to that energy. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So way different this week than last week, I'll tell you that. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Eight of Swords with the Six of Swords in reverse, stressed, anxious. We went through the whole nine. Um, a very specific thought or idea that someone latching onto. So watch out for stuff like that. Just a lot on the mind. And even moving into the middle, there's like a lack of clarity. Seven of Cups with the Queen of Cups in reverse, where it's like not seeing something clearly. Now, if that's you, if you're in the middle of going through something and like you're not seeing the road forward clearly for whatever reason, that's okay. Sometimes you just need to give it a little time, like let things fall into place. Because I feel like even if this person were given the instructions, um, they're not received how they were meant to be. So watch for the miscommunications. On the back end, we have the Hermit with the Hierophant in the upright. The energy is very set in its ways. I also got this. If I can't have it, I don't want anything. Or if I can't do this, fine, I won't do anything. I know that's super, super specific, but watch out for stuff like that. Overall, I feel like with this energy, it needs to just run its course for whatever reason. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got in the shadows for the lovely Libras, please? And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you, something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point within reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What's in the shadows for the beautiful Libras? Thank you. Cool. Yeah, what this isolation showing up, whether it's purposeful or not. The Five of Pentacles, and you see in this deck, we have our pal Sasquatch or Bigfoot chilling right there watching the campers. And even in the classic version, it's like people that are out in the storm, out in the cold. So I have been getting this strong inward isolated type of energy here. Now, for some Libras, this could be a little heads up from spirit saying like, hey, watch out for any unexpected expenses or big purchases, because this can tie in with monetary things. But when it comes to interpersonal, there's like this isolation and there's this longing or missing. So just know someone, if not you, could be extra energetically and emotionally tender when this card shows up. So yeah, I don't know what the isolation's about, but it's here. So we're going to put it down right there, my friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love and I'll see you soon.